Concorda, how the government deals with the banks is going to determine the future of the Irish economy and the future of this country. And it's quite clear that the successive attempts that have been made to date have not succeeded. Business is not getting the credit that it needs. Businesses that are good businesses, that if they can survive the recession, will have a future, cannot now get the credit that they need to bridge them over this difficult period, to protect the jobs that they have and to stay in business. And that is after a succession of attempts by government. It's clear that the unqualified guarantee that was issued has not succeeded. The recapitalisation is now at $8.5 billion, extra $1.5 billion for the bank that announced yesterday that it has a significantly higher bad debt charge than it forecast 2 months ago. The cost of buying up all of the toxic assets, the book value is $90 billion, but even conservative estimates are putting the cost at anything between $24 and $30 billion. No matter where you pitch it, it's an astonishing level of debt to be building up, not just for today's taxpayers, but for our children and very possibly for our grandchildren for decades to come to have to pay this back. Now, there is an alternative, Taoiseach. The alternative is contained in the motion that the Labour Party has proposed for debate here tonight, which is that the banks be temporarily nationalised, cleaned up, got back into order, National Investment Bank established, Banking Commission established to oversee it, and returned to the market when they're in good shape and when the economy is recovering. I think, as one commentator put it, this is the most important debate, declaration of war aside, in which the members of Dáil Éireann will ever participate, and it's taking place this week. It's two choices: going down the route that you are suggesting, which is the guarantee, the recapitalisation, and then on top of that, the buying up of the toxic assets and the bad debts by an agency which was announced 5 weeks ago, which has not yet been established, which no legislation has yet been introduced, and about whose status and size we still know very little. There's a choice facing the House, and there's a choice facing the government in Concorda. The government's way, or the way that's contained in the Labour Party motion. So I want to ask the Taoiseach, will he not accept that, given everything that has happened, given the fact that the measures and the steps that have been taken to date to deal with the banking crisis have not succeeded, that he should now bow to the inevitable and agree to the proposal that the Labour Party is putting tonight, which is that the banks be taken into public ownership for the time that is necessary to clean them up, get them back into order.
Please, no, Deputy Gilmore, no interruption.
I tell you,
let him finish. Let him finish.
You know,
let him finish.
Taoiseach, you're so lucky to have such advice available to you. And it's an awful wonder. It's an awful wonder given the quantum of brain power and given the quantum of financial advice that you have behind you, that you've made such a mess on the banking issue to date. Well, the only other country which has anything remotely as close a difficulty in this area is Ireland. All of the international commentators, IMF included, are telling us that the cost to the Irish taxpayer, and cost to the public, the cost to future generations of dealing with the banking crisis is going to be more expensive here than it is anywhere else. We have a crisis. What you are doing is not working. It is costing more and more. The money that we should be committing to building our schools, building our hospitals, building up our infrastructure, providing broadband, doing the things that a growing economy will need in the future, is now going to be committed to sorting out the banks. 8.5 billion up front, first of all for recapitalisation, and God knows how many billion you are going to have to spend in order to buy up the bad debts. If you overestimate the amount that you are paying, and you're talking about discounting them, if you overestimate it, we're going to have to pick up the tab for that. If you underestimate it, the banks are going to have to deal with it, which means that they're going to come back looking for more money from the state. Either way, the public is going to have to pay for it. You can quote one economist in support of your position. 20 economists from a range of opinion in this area, wouldn't all be, by any stretch of the imagination, be Labour Party supporters or think our way on these matters. They are all saying that the sensible thing to do now, the sensible thing, this isn't about ideology or it's not about positions that have been taken in the past. The sensible thing to do now, the most cost-effective thing to do, the best way to deal with our banks in the interests of the public is to nationalise them for a period of time, bring them into public ownership, restore them to good order, and then put them back on the market again. It is a far more sensible and cost-effective way of dealing with it than what you're doing, which is pumping money you don't have. You are pumping the money that will have to be raised from future generations of taxpayers into the banks now in a blind attempt to get them out of the hole that they're in. And in the meantime, the banks are not functioning as banks should be in a good economy. They're not providing the credit and the lending and the facilities that ordinary business needs in order to keep going, with the result that businesses are going to the wall and jobs are being lost by the day. So, Taoiseach, I ask you, and I agree with Deputy Kenny, this is about more than just the expression of political positions. This is about the public interest. And in the public interest, I appeal to you not to stick with the position that you have taken up to date on the banks. I believe that you were eventually, you will have to come to the position that the Labour Party is now advocating to you, and I am saying to you that the sooner you come to that position, the better it will be for the country, for business, for banks, and for the recovery of the economy.